What up guys, and good. In this video I want to specifically talk about combining Olympic weightlifting with bodybuilding. I'm currently following a 5-day split with 3 days of Olympic weightlifting and 2 days of bodybuilding. Yes, you can combine those two. You see a lot of Chinese weightlifters also combine bodybuilding with Olympic weightlifting because simply the more muscle you have, the bigger the potential for that muscle to become stronger. And all we know for Olympic weightlifting, you need a lot of strength, you need a lot of explosiveness. That's what you need for an overall development of your muscles. So getting into, yes, you can combine Olympic weightlifting with bodybuilding. We do it and we highly encourage you to do the same. I mean, you have the mass. If you combine Olympic weightlifting and bodybuilding, look at these Chinese weightlifters, at how they look. I mean, they look like bodybuilders, but can clean and jerk right 200 kilograms. That's just crazy, that's insane. But that is our approach. We like bodybuilding, we like Olympic weightlifting, and that's why we combine those two. I just want to give an example of how a split combining Olympic weightlifting and bodybuilding would look like. It's a 5-day split, so basically it is day 1 is Olympic weightlifting, day 2 is bodybuilding. After that you have a rest day. After that you continue with day 4, it's Olympic weightlifting day. After that it's a bodybuilding day. You continue with the last day of Olympic weightlifting, it's the 6th day. And then you have rest on the 7th day. That's basically how we structure it, and it gives us enough rest between the 2 days. Because if we had the first of Olympic weightlifting, the 2nd day of Olympic weightlifting would be quite hard to do. So that's why we put a bodybuilding day. After that we take a rest day, because after these 2 days our body is just wrecked. Repeat it, Olympic weightlifting day, bodybuilding day, and the last day is usually not that heavy, so we continue with that one. And day 7 we have a rest day. After that we continue. All of these exercises I've put on the whiteboard. I hope you can read it. The very basic exercises. It's not a strict program. These are just example of a split you can follow. The main point I just want to make is you can combine those two. You can combine Olympic weightlifting and bodybuilding. Just do it, try it out. It's fun. You learn a lot of things. You learn a lot about technique. Use different types of muscle. This way you stimulate more the slow twitch muscle, more the type 1 muscle fibers, which is more about creating volume, creating more muscle mass. And this way you create more of them type 2 fibers, them slow twitch muscles. That's mainly for strength and power. I mean, create muscle mass and strength and power. There's more of a strength and size program. What do you have with 20-inch arms if you can't even clean and jerk 100 plus kilograms, right? So it's all about being functional, being strong, looking good. It's a combination of those two. I'll start with day 1. So basically start with a snatch. About 6 sets of 3 reps. Take your time, take enough rest. The rest should be between 2 to 4 minutes between every set. The same goes for all the other exercises. You don't want to have too much. Same exercise, a squat, a 4x5, a push press, 3x5, a snatch, a pull, 4x5, and can do some pull-ups, 3x8. Then we go to our 2nd day, which is the bodybuilding day. So our approach, we don't have a strict program for the bodybuilding days. We only have a strict program for the Olympic weightlifting days. If you're interested in our strict program of our Olympic weightlifting day, please leave a comment down below or send me an email, because we have a strict program, and if you guys are interested, I'm willing to share the program with you guys. But day 2 consists of a full upper body routine. We usually freestyle on an upper body routine, but I have to say we usually keep the same exercises. So let's say you start with the dumbbell chest press with 4x10 reps. So focus on bodybuilding day is very different than Olympic weightlifting, because on a bodybuilding day the reps go much higher, 4 sets of 10 reps. The rest intervals also go lower. because usually you have 2 to 4 minutes rest. Now you're going to 30 seconds and 90 seconds rest between each set. Also important to note is on bodybuilding days, you usually control on the time and intention. So let's say you're doing a dumbbell chest press. You really want to control the movement and squeeze the muscle. It's more of a bodybuilding type of movement. You really control the movement. You really want to increase the time and intention to get most of the muscle. After dumbbell chest press, you can decide lateral raises for the side delt. Lat pull downs 4x10. You can do some chin ups. Great exercise for upper body strength and mass, because it's a compound movement. You use your biceps, triceps, your shoulders, your upper back. It's a very nice exercise to do next to pull-ups. I would really recommend 4x8. And after that you can play with some arms, some skull crushers, 5x10 and some hammer curls. So that's a typical bodybuilding day. You can play a lot with these exercises, but usually what we do is we're having kind of 3 compound movements and 1 kind of isolation movement for the shoulders. Day 3 is a typical rest day. After that, go to day 4. Day 4, the focus is on clean and jerk. Also 6x3 reps. After that, you have some accessory movements like the snatch balance, 4x3 reps. Front squat instead of the back squat, because this day is focused on back squat, this day is focused on the front squat. 4x5. Some clean pulls, 4x5. And that is for day 4 for Olympic weightlifting. After this day, you go straight ahead to day 5, which is also a bodybuilding day. So I want to note that it is more logical to do an upper body bodybuilding day and a lower body bodybuilding day. But since we are squatting like 3 times a week, that isn't really necessary to do a lower body hypertrophy routine, because this way you really fry everything out. And we like to squat, but doing leg extensions and that kind of stuff isn't really that interesting. We're squatting almost every day, and there are a lot of squat exercises, because with every exercise you're already squatting. You're doing overhead squat, there comes more squat. The clean and jerk is also a squat. Snatch balance, you're also doing overhead squat. Front squat is a squat, and back squat. So legs are already taxed a lot. So day 5, we do a lot more bodybuilding shit. You know, a lot more bodybuilding things, like behind the neck pull-ups. 4x10. You can do some dumbbell shoulder presses. Also 4x10. Incline dumbbell chest press, because this day you already had the flat dumbbell chest press. Some seated machine rows. And you can do some arms, tricep extensions and spider curls, for example. After this day we go to day 6, is the last day. This day is usually not that heavy, because not with a snatch complex or clean complex 4x3 sets. After that you go to squats, 5x5, push press, 4x5, and you can finish it with a snatch deadlift. So this is typical a Olympic weightlifting combined with bodybuilding week, a 5-day split. Just to mention again, this is not a program, this is just an example of how a week can look like. So this way you really have the best of both worlds. You have a lot of compound movements, a lot of strength and power development within Olympic weightlifting part. In this part you have a lot of volume increasing size, and therefore increasing size can help you increasing strength, and increasing strength will really help you in increasing size. So for us it's the perfect combination, doing what we love and get the most out of our training program. Having fun is the most important thing in your training, guys. We really enjoy this. We're currently 1.5 months into our split, which is this approach. We'll continue doing this for another 1.5 months, and after that we are considering an or whether we are keeping this program, or we're going to shift into a 6 days Olympic weightlifting program. That depends on how much progression we can make within this program. It's always smart to follow a program for three months, and let's see how much progression you can make, and after that 3 months change things up. When you want the muscular stimulation or the training stimulation to be different after a few months, because your body really becomes adapted to your training style and growth stops right there, and it's really smart to change it up. Shock your muscles through different movements, different programs, different type of training, different reps, sets, volume. You can play a lot with your training to shock your muscles, to stimulate growth, but you have to be willing to be open for that. I mean, you can throw a lot of things, but I'm not gonna discuss that. Try things out, guys. That was this video. I hope you learned something about how to combine Olympic weightlifting with bodybuilding. We really like it. Hope you guys will kind of do the same approach. It's fun to do. You make a lot of strength gains and mass gains, of course, some aesthetics. If you like this video, make sure to like the video. Comment down below if you want to see a full Olympic weightlifting program, which I really want to release if you guys are interested. That was this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find it informative. Make sure to subscribe for more videos. It would really help me out. See you in the next one. Don't forget to do your homework and go to school. Peace.